you. The internet is on fire right now, and the streets are buzzing with whispers, rumors, and low-key confessions. Fans are in complete shock after a supposed FBI wiretap just leaked exposing what might be the biggest cover-up in rap history since the Tupac and Biggie era. We're Tokan King Von, Lil Durk, and a murder mystery that's been haunting O-Block and the industry for years. New leaked audio allegedly connects Lil Durkius, the Smirkio himself, to a deep, dark cover-up that could tie him directly to Von's tragic death in Atlanta. Is this a betrayal from inside the camp? Was this a street setup disguised as brotherly love? And WHY is the FBI listening now after all these years? We got exclusive details, breakdowns of the wiretap, social media chaos, betrayal in the crew, and secret messages that fans are dissecting like this is an episode of Power or BMF. This ain't no clickbait, fam. This might be the ND of the OTF legacy as we know it. But before we get into it, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and grab your popcorn because what you're about to hear will shake you. The streets ain't been the same since King Von got taken from us. Everybody thought the story was over. The case was closed. But now, a new wave of drama has hit like a tsunami. And this time, it ain't just the ops or the streets talking. It's the FBI. And they just dropped something that's got the entire culture spinning out. A secret wiretap. A real one. ALLEGEDLY captured during a Fed investigation tied to a totally different case. But somehow Lil Durk's name came up. And what was heard on that audio got fans screaming betrayal, cover-up, and maybe even conspiracy. Folks are asking, did Durk know more than he let on about what happened to Von that night? Was it just another tragedy? Or was it a setup hidden in plain sight? According to insiders who claim they've heard the wiretap, it was a phone combo between a known affiliate and someone linked to OTF. They was talking cryptic, like they knew the line might be tapped, but one line stood out that's now gone viral on socials. The voice allegedly said, he wasn't supposed to be there. Durk told him stay out that spot. Now, what does that even mean? Fans are breaking it down, line by line, frame by frame, theory by theory. Some think it means Durk tried to keep Von away from that deadly scene. Others think it's way darker. Emotions ran high online as #JusticeForVon started trending again. Old interviews resurfaced. People zoomed in on Von's final Instagram stories. People are pointing out Durk never really looked the same after Von's passing. But now, with this wiretap leak, fans are digging up every little moment Durk and Von had in public. The smiles, the side eyes, the whispers caught on camera. Was it real love between the brothers, or a ticking time bomb disguised as loyalty? But it gets messier. Because just hours after the leak hit the blogs, one of Von's cousins, who stayed quiet this whole time, went live and basically said, I ain't never liked that N**********. He moved funny. He always been jealous of how folks loved Von. The internet went crazy. Comment sections were on fire. Fans are now split, with some saying Durk would never snake his day one, and others saying the energy been off since day one. And you know it ain't rap drama if the streets ain't talking too. Some Atlanta sources claim there was tension brewing between OTF and some of Von's day one homies from Chicago right after Von got killed. They said certain folks were iced out of memorials. Others were suddenly not allowed in Durk's private events. Now it's all starting to make sense. Or at least, fans think it is. But hold up, it gets even wilder. Because out of nowhere, a known Chicago blogger who's been accurate before with behind-the-scenes tea posted that Durk allegedly moved money around just days after Von died. Now, to be fair, that ain't illegal on its own. But the timing. It's got folks connecting dots that may or may not even exist. Fans are now rewatching Durk's music videos, claiming he's been dropping clues and hidden messages for years. One TikTok user with over 1.2 million views showed screenshots from Durk's backdoor video, claiming the chain placed on the table was the same one Von wore. He was telling us back then. The caption screamed, and now Durk's silence. It's only adding fuel to the fire. Usually, he claps back fast, but this time, radio silence. No tweets, no Instagram stories, nothing. His team, dead quiet. And when that happens in the middle of a scandal, it only makes things worse. Fans start creating their own narratives. Some even saying Durk might have lawyered up already. Even King Von's sister, Kayla B., who's known for being loud and ready to throw hands online, posted a cryptic message on her Instagram story. All she wrote was, "You think you know somebody." No names, no tags, but everyone knew who she was talking about. Fans flooded her comments, asking her to speak up. She didn't reply, but she didn't deny it either. And here's where the conspiracy theories get out of control. One fan on Reddit even claimed there was a second shooter that night. Someone who never got caught, and that the real story was buried. Because of industry politics, they posted what they said was a forensic diagram of the scene and tried to match it to a video Lil Durk once posted from the studio just hours before Von's death. Was it a stretch? Probably. But the internet don't care about facts when emotions are this raw. And it's not just the fans and bloggers. Rappers are starting to weigh in. A certain Atlanta rapper, who we won't name here, but who's had beef with ATF before, tweeted karma, come quick when it's family. Again, no name drop, but the shade was loud. Durk's ops in the industry are circling like vultures, waiting for him to slip. And with all this noise surrounding him now, starting to look like the wolves are closing in. Behind the scenes, industry insiders say Durk's label is scrambling. Meetings are happening. PR teams are crafting statements. But here's the thing, they don't know what else might be on that wiretap. Sources say it's part of a bigger federal case involving Atlanta and Chicago crews. So if this is just the first leak, imagine what's next. Even Durk's closest circle might be cracking. People who used to post about him daily have gone ghost. One of his producers unfollowed him out of nowhere. A day later, that same producer posted a pic in law with a caption that said, "Sometimes the truth hurts, but it'll set you free." Fans are treating it like scripture, decoding every emoji, every song snippet, every deleted tweet. Everyone's trying to figure out if ATV is falling apart from the inside. And now, the big question remains. This leak is real. And if Durk was somehow tied to anything related to Von's murder or the events around it, what happens next? Would it ruin his career? Could charges be coming? Or worse, was this just the tip of the iceberg? And right when fans thought things couldn't spiral any further, another twist dropped. An unreleased voicemail, allegedly from Von, recorded days before he died, started circulating online. In it, you hear a voice that sounds like Von, talking about watching who you trust, and folks be smiling in your face, but plotting. Behind your back, the authenticity ain't confirmed yet, but it's already viral. Fans are calling it his final warning. And with that, the drama continues to unravel. But this is just the beginning. Because what happened next took the entire rap game by storm. Game by storm. So boom, right after that alleged voicemail hit the net, the internet exploded. Fans were calling it Von's final message from the grave. Clips of the voicemail spread like wildfire. Instagram reels, TikTok edits, Twitter threads. The audio grainy but emotional felt like a warning shot. People saying Von knew something was up. He felt the betrayal in the air, and while some were calling it fake, saying it sounded too perfect, others swore on everything it was real. Von's voice had that same gritty energy, that same aggression laced with pain. "They only love you when you've gone," he said, and that line alone had everybody in their feelings. It felt personal, like he wasn't just talking to the streets. He was talking to somebody close, and that somebody. The internet says its Durk. Emotions ran high. Social media turned into a war zone. Fans were clashing with Day One Von supporters. The hashtag Von New started trending by nightfall. Fan pages were uploading side-by-side videos, comparing Durk's past interviews to the alleged voicemail. The energy didn't lie. Durk, usually confident and in control, looked haunted in those old clips, like something was eating at him from the inside. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, things got even weirder. An anonymous email was sent to multiple bloggers, same message, different inboxes. The subject line? "He ain't innocent." Attached was a blurred screenshot that looked like some kind of message thread, with a name redacted, but the text saying, "Tell bro chill. We ain't need him outside that night." Bloggers immediately linked it to the Wiretap conversation. Is this more proof of a setup? Or is somebody playing a dangerous game, faking receipts just to stir the pot? And in the middle of all this chaos, guess who popped up out of nowhere? Quando, Rondo. Now keep in mind, Quando's name been tied to Von's death since day one. His crew was involved in that parking lot altercation that led to everything. And while he's kept his distance from OTF since the shooting, the timing of his return is suspicious. He posted a black and white photo of Von with a devil emoji and a caption that read, "Funny how the truth always come out," and that's all it took. Durk fans were livid. The internet took it as him basically saying Durk did have a hand in this, but it didn't stop there. Just hours later, Quando's right-hand man, Lil Tim, posted a blurry photo of what looked like Durk at a private event, with the caption, "Snake in designer." Now if you know that's Von's old phrase. He used to say that about people he didn't trust, people who wore flashy clothes but had foul intentions. So the message was loud without saying much, and then Durk finally broke his silence. He went live on Instagram. No promo, no warning, just popped up. Hoodie on, chain out, face serious. Comments flying at 100 miles per hour. People asking, "Did you set up Von? What's up with the wiretap? Is the voicemail real?" Durk sat there, silent, just staring at the screen for a full minute. Then he spoke. "I don't speak on the dead, but y'all gonna learn not to play with my name?" That was it. One sentence. No explanation. No denial. Just a warning. The internet didn't know what to do with that. Some fans said that was Durk's way of saying he's innocent. Others said it felt like guilt. He ain't deny it though. One tweet said, racking up 60K likes in 2 hours. The internet wanted answers, and Durk gave them mystery. And in the world of rap gossip, silence speaks volumes. But now the feds are watching. And not just watching, they're allegedly listening to. Reports started circulating from plugged-in bloggers that the FBI is now officially investigating potential connections between OTF and a wider criminal conspiracy. They ain't saying Durk pulled the trigger or anything crazy like that. But when money, movement, and motive start lining up, the Alphabet Boys take notice. One of the most shocking claims came from a former OTF associate, who anonymously spoke to an underground podcaster known for exposing industry secrets. In a now-deleted episode, the guest claimed Durk had a loyalty list, people he'd take care of, and people who crossed him. The guest didn't say names, but hinted that one of those names was removed from the list in October 2020, just weeks before Von's death. And then, out of nowhere, a deep dive thread popped up on Twitter from a self-proclaimed rap investigator, who broke down Durk and Von's friendship timeline like it was a Netflix doc. They pointed out how Von started shining too bright, too fast, getting major label offers, scoring hit after hit, and how Durk, despite putting him on, Mitov started feeling the pressure. It's that Drake effect, the thread read, "When your artist becomes bigger than you, it's either love or envy. Pick one." That tweet alone went viral. Got reposted by celebrities. Even a few blue check accounts added fuel to the fire. One celeb commented, "Hollywood ain't got nothing on the rap game. Snakes move in silence, but sometimes the hiss gets caught on tape." And that tape. The alleged wiretap. Sources now claim there's more. They say the leak that hit the blogs is just a snippet. The real audio, still being held. Maybe by the feds. Maybe by a burner blogger waiting to cash out. And if that full tape drops, things could go from messy to monstrous real quick. Von's team, meanwhile, has been strangely quiet. No official statements. But a few of his old producers started liking tweets calling for justice. One of them even posted a throwback photo of him and Von with the caption, "Some folks ain't who they pretend to be." The lines are being drawn, even if people ain't saying names. And let's not forget, the fans are detectives now. They're pulling up old IG lives, old tweets, old subliminals. One fan even unearthed a moment from 2019 where Durk told Von, "Live on camera. You better not switch sides." Now, in the moment, it seemed like a joke. But now, with all this context, people are reading that line like it was a threat. Of this wild saga comes to a close. One thing is clear, the truth is slippery. And in the rap game, truth can be dangerous. Was Durk trying to protect Von from danger that night? Or was he trying to distance himself before things went left? Was the voicemail real? Was the wiretap fake? Or are we just scratching the surface of something way darker? And just when it felt like the smoke was clearing, a brand new bombshell dropped. Another Chicago rapper, one who's been quiet since the early aughts days, resurfaced with a cryptic video message. No music, no beats. Just him staring into the camera and saying, "He ain't fall. He got pushed." Those 6 words shook the entire rap internet. The man who said it. A rapper from Chicago known as a background soldier from the early OTF days, never in the spotlight, never in the drama. Until now. His name ain't even matter at this point. It was the message that hit like a bullet. And when he dropped that line on his story with no tags, no caption, no music, just raw eye contact, Tilt felt like he was speaking straight from a haunted place. Fans lost it. The reposts were instant. Folks started calling him the silent witness. Everybody wanted to know, what did he mean? Who pushed Von? Was it metaphorical? Was it real? Was it physical? Emotional? Financial? The theories flooded the timeline like a hurricane. One viral thread suggested Von was pushed into that fight, pushed into that location, pushed into a setup by people who were supposed to protect him. Another post claimed he was pushed emotionally, manipulated by someone in his circle who played puppet master from behind the scenes. And the name that kept popping up was Durk. But here's where things took an even darker twist. The same day that story went up, the rapper who posted it. Meanwhile, Durk's ops were turning up. Certain rappers Durk had beef with before started throwing subs like crazy. One even said in a song snippet, "Front row at your brother's fall. Now you're praying with your hands clasped." Fans immediately linked it to Von's death and Durk's now infamous silence. Nobody was naming names directly, but everybody knew the energy. But here's where it all started boiling over. A new Instagram Live surfaced. And it wasn't from a rapper or celebrity. It was from Von's auntie. A woman who stayed in the shadows for years, never chasing clout, never speaking on drama. But tonight, she was done. In her live eyes, puffy voice shaking, she said, "I tried to stay quiet. I really did. But y'all not gonna keep acting like my nephew just got caught up in some street S asterisk asterisk. He had people around him that wanted his spot, and he knew it." Fans were crying in the comments. Real tears. She didn't say names, but when someone typed, "You talkin' 'bout Durk," she didn't deny it. She didn't even blink. She added, "We saw the signs. Y'all just didn't want to believe him. He told me, auntie, if something happened to me, don't let them paint me like a villain, and I never will." And that's when things hit a hole. New level. Vaughn's single quotes as mom. Silent since the beginning. Private. Grieving. She liked that live. That one click sent shockwaves. Fans screenshotted it, zoomed in, posted it with captions like, "The truth speaks loud without words." People took that like confirmation. And in this game, when the family speaks, or even gestures, it becomes gospel. But Durk's team wasn't just sitting back anymore. A well-known entertainment lawyer tied to ATF finally broke silence, tweeting, "We're aware of the recent slander. Legal action is being prepared against outlets spreading disinformation." Basically, that's legal talk for we ain't playing. But guess who ain't backing down? Kayla B., Vaughn's sister, doubled down on her earlier shade, tweeting, "I said what I said. Y'all can't cancel real emotions. Y'all can't silence grief. And y'all definitely can't cover up karma." The fanbase was split in half. Some screamed clout chase. Others said, "She know what we know. She just confirming it." Even Vaughn's old jeweler got involved random, right? He posted an old pic of Vaughn and Durk together, with the caption, "Every chain don't mean loyalty." Some folks iced out but cold inside. And if that ain't poetic, I don't know what is. And then, the most chilling twist so far, an anonymous account began dropping voice memos, short, distorted, but laced with details that only insiders would know. The account claimed to have all the footage and the truth the blogs are scared to post. One memo said, "They knew Vaughn was too wild, too fearless. He couldn't be controlled. And when you can't control a lion, you cage it. Or you kill it." Nobody knows if the account is real. Nobody knows if it's just someone fanning flames. But the damage is done. Trust has been shattered. Fans who once praised OTF as a family are now saying it was never real to begin with. The betrayal narratives have taken root. And Durk. His silence is drowning him louder than any diss track could. And just as people started demanding answers, a journalist dropped a documentary trailer titled "Inside the Back Door: The King Von Conspiracy." It's scheduled to drop in 7 days. The teaser already hit 2 million views in under 24 hours. The doc claims to have interviews from former crew members, unseen footage, and unheard truths. And if that documentary delivers what it promises, we might be looking at a full-blown collapse of one of rap's tightest circles. But the craziest part, all this heat, all this noise, all these theories, and Durk still hasn't said a word. The rap world sits on edge. Every story, every leak, every lyric, it's all leading to something. Because behind the cameras, behind the music, behind the fame, somebody knows the truth. The tension was unbearable. Fans, bloggers, rappers, everybody sitting on edge, waiting for the next move. The leaks had the streets screaming. The silence from Durk had the culture buzzing. And now, with a whole documentary trailer promising to expose the truth behind Vaughn's death, it felt like the calm before a nuclear storm. But then, boom. Another leak. This time, it wasn't a voice memo. It wasn't a post or a cryptic tweet. It was footage. Real, raw, shaky footage. Allegedly from a private studio session just days before Vaughn was killed. The clip was only 23 seconds long, but it spread faster than wildfire. In it, you see Von pacing around the room, visibly agitated. He keeps saying, "I'm not with all that fake love s*********. If you got smoke, say it to my face." And then the camera turns briefly to someone off-screen. Fans claim it was Durk. You can't see the face, but the side profile, the chain, the voice hit, all matched. And in that moment, you hear a chilling reply. "You just gotta chill, bro. We building an empire. Don't mess it up." The room falls silent after that. Like everybody knew, the energy shifted. Now, whether that clip was real or Dr. Nobody knows for sure. But the timing of the leak? Suspicious? Just 48 hours before the documentary drops. Fans saying it's the industry fighting back. Others saying it's karma finally pulling receipts. And that's when the rumors hit full throttle. Bloggers claiming Durk's label had put a gag order on certain crew members. No talking. No interviews. No posting anything related to Von or the case. Insiders say people who used to be tight with OTF were suddenly being locked out, ignored. Some even got phone numbers changed on M overnight. Meanwhile, King Von's mother, who had only liked that one post before, finally broke her silence. She didn't go live. She didn't do interviews. She just posted a black photo with one sentence. "Truth, don't. Stay buried forever." Fans instantly flooded the comments. Prayers, theories, respect. The energy shifted again. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It felt like war, and the night the documentary dropped, everything changed. The doc wasn't on Netflix, Hulu, or even YouTube. It was dropped through a private streaming link-exclusive access, invite-only, hosted on a dark-themed indie platform. But that didn't stop it from going viral. Within 2 hours, clips were everywhere. Screen recordings, TikToks, bootlegs on Telegram. The documentary featured interviews with old OTF associates' faces blurred. Voices changed, but the stories. Unfiltered one claimed Durk and Von did fall out over money and street loyalty. Another said Von wanted to go fully independent and take his crew with him, something that allegedly rubbed Durk the wrong way. A third said Von confronted someone on Durk's team about a shady cash deal just days before he died. But the most jaw-dropping moment: a never-before-seen voicemail played at the end of the documentary. In it, a voice believed to be Von says, "If anything happened to me, just know I ain't go out dumb." I knew what was coming. Some people smile with you, but don't love you. I peeped it. I just ain't wanna believe it. That line ended the documentary cold. No outro, no credits. Just that voice. And silence. The internet erupted. Fans broke down. Tweets like "We failed Von" and "This the biggest betrayal since Pac and Biggie" started trending. TikTok was flooded with crying reactions. Some fans deleted all their Durk songs. Others said they were done supporting OTF. The fallout was massive, but still, no response from Durk. Nothing. Until the next morning, Durk finally dropped a post. A black and white photo of Von. Back when they was still coming up, matching hoodies, same chains, same grin. The caption said, "Ain't no love lost. Just too much pain to speak on." And boom, just like that. The internet was split down the middle again. Some fans said, "That's guilt." Others said, "That's grief." Some felt sorry for Durk, saying he's being blamed for something he didn't do. Others say he's hiding behind silence because he knows the truth will ruin him. But it didn't stop there. The very next day, Durk dropped a surprise song on SoundCloud only. No promo, no label push, just titled "Open Wounds." And in the track, he didn't say Von's name once, but every bar felt like it was aimed at him. Sometimes you save people that wouldn't save you, sometimes the loyalty fake. But the pain true. They pointing fingers like "I ain't hurt too. I got demons I ain't introduced to the world. Boo. The internet went crazy. Was it a confession? Was it a deflection? Fans spent hours decoding every line. Some said Durk was finally speaking his truth. Others said he was still dodging the real questions. Meanwhile, a second documentary was announced, this time from Von's childhood friend, who promised to show the real story from before the fame. Apparently, the new doc would include voice messages, home videos, and interviews with people outside the industry, and that had Durk's camp reportedly in panic mode. Bloggers claimed lawyers started sending cease and desist letters. Some even said certain interview clips were pulled last minute. But the fans, too deep in now. The movement had become bigger than any single artist. By this point, other rappers started picking sides too. Some quietly unfollowed Durk. Others started following Von's sister. One even tweeted, "Real ones know what happened that night." Fans took screenshots of every move, every unfollow, every new follow, every shade emoji. This was no longer just gossip. This was war within the rap game, and through all this, Durk stayed silent again. No more posts, no more songs, no more interviews, but then the bombshell hit. Verified? Journalists released a court document, redacted but official looking, that confirmed the existence of a federal investigation involving multiple Chicago artists and street affiliates. And yes, Durk's name was mentioned. Not as a suspect, not as a witness, just ... mentioned, but that was enough. Bloggers called it the beginning of the end. Fans said the walls are closing in, and now the streets are watching. The feds are watching. The fans are demanding. And the truth still stuck.